What's update? I'm still upset about Saturday. I'm even more upset about yesterday.
What has he upset about yesterday?
I didn't want Ohio State to win.
But they did.
I mean, they should have won. They did win. Doesn't mean I wanted them to win.
They went through quite the gauntlet to get there, too.
Yeah, it's pretty good gauntlet. I'm just glad, though, that the SEC is now at the bottom of the food chain, seems like.
Yeah.
Alabama sucks.
You said for this year?
Yeah, who knows what happens? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like money is the big factor now when it comes even to college football. I know that's something we've always seen in the NFL. Like, hey, player wants a bag, team's going to give him a bag, they're going to go play for him. Now with the NIL, things have changed, but the Big Ten's got some big money too. I mean, what, $20 million roster, right, for OSU?
Michigan just paid for a quarterback, didn't they?
Yep, with the help of Portnoy from Barstool. I'm pretty sure.
Portnoy's been going off about this Ohio State win.
I know.
On Twitter. There's been several copium posts about, yeah, well, they still couldn't have beat us. All that stuff. Like, nobody cares.
They should have absolutely destroyed Michigan this year. Ryan Day has this complex where if people say he can't do something, he's like, oh, I'm going to show you I can do it. And then it failed horribly.
Ryan Day sucks as a football coach. I hate that guy.
You know what? I'm glad that even though they won the Natty, you're still on your side about that. I'm proud of you for sticking to it.
I don't think he's a good enough motivator of men. He doesn't stand up for what's right. He just sat there while that whole scuffle was happening up in Columbus during the Michigan-Ohio State game.
Yeah, I don't know what the Michigan coach did. I don't really remember it. I'll probably go back and look at clips, but there was a lot of players that were going after guys in street clothes. Yeah. That was the one thing that got me.
Yep. It was pretty annoying to watch. Pretty sad to watch too. So, all right, but let's get into our episode 23 of the Game Time Gents podcast. It is me, one of your co-hosts, Nardy, here with Zoltowski and Fish as always.
Hello.
Hi again.
And we're going to talk about the divisional weekend of the NFL wildcard or playoffs. Jesus Christ.
Divisional wildcard.
Divisional wildcard weekend.
It's the new playoff.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the Commanders and Lions game. We're also going to talk about the Eagles and Rams game.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know Fish is excited to talk about his, but
that's fine.
Unfortunately, Zoltowski, you did not continue. And we do have our segment coming back, Trivia Time. Who's that dude? I don't know if we're going to workshop a different name for that. That's just kind of what I came up with. But before we get into any of those topics, I did add something at the beginning here, a question of the day. Now, I didn't write this in the doc because I wanted your guys' genuine reaction when I asked this.
Unbelievable.
Oh, God. Put me on the spot, why don't you?
It's okay. It's not like you don't have to know like data or numbers or anything. This is just a feel question. What video game do you wish you could wipe from your memory and experience again for the first time? Now, this can be a franchise. This can be...
It's Kingdom Hearts. It's Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts for you? I kind of figured that's
100%.
I was going to say, it's either got to be Pokemon Yellow or MW3.
Pokemon's a good pick.
Go back to that nostalgia.
I did kind of lean like the old Game Boy Pokemon games, like Game Boy Color. I kind of lean that way too. But if we're talking more console games, Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 was one of my favorite games ever. Like,
oh, it was a great game.
It's one of the first games that really gripped me and like made me sit there and like play the game all the way through. It was a great experience. But yeah, I just saw people talking about that online. I thought that would be a good little question for us in the beginning because we only have a couple more weeks of NFL content to talk about on the podcast, and then we'll switch.
I don't want to talk about that either.
I know. And then we'll switch over to more gaming content where we'll start interviewing some streamer friends that we have, and also maybe some people we don't know we can get on the podcast.
Oh,
so I'm not going to be like dream guest for your podcast or anything, but
is it Jinxie?
Yeah,
I would love to interview him.
Jinxie would be fun. First question, Jinxie. What's your fucking cameraman out of? Kevlar, you got that thing encased, like kicking that thing all over the place.
It's a GoPro in 7 cases.
Right. How do you get your leg that high? Anyway.
Or Sketch.
Yeah, Sketch would be fun too.
What's up, brother?
Those would be crazy interviews someday. We'll probably never get there, but
we'll get there.
Someday. All right, but I guess we can just jump into the NFL content since we got that question out of the way. Zoltowski, you wanna take it off here, buddy? You wanna rip the Band-Aid off real quick?
Yeah, we'll rip the Band-Aid off real quick. I watched the game, and it was just a poor showing by the Lions. Too many turnovers, too many injuries on defense. Probably should take the starters out earlier in the year.
What'd you say?
You heard what I said, Fish. I'm not repeating myself.
Okay.
You heard what I said. You know what I said. It's fine.
I can't imagine.
We also, we lost Amik there in the first quarter. He broke his arm.
That was nasty.
Nasty picture. He had done a great job week 18 against Minnesota, really locking down Jay Jettas. I think losing him hurts. And Jaden Daniels is also, he's been playing out of his mind lately.
He's Timothy.
He's dynamic Daniels. I talked about it last week about being nervous about playing the Commanders. They're coming off a big win, last second field goal on the road. They're coming to Detroit on the road. They're underdogs. This team's been through a lot, a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of, new coaching. And then they found this rookie who seems like he can do it all, and he can. And I'm excited to watch him play the Eagles for the 3rd time this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it, I hope they, no offense, Fish, I hope they beat the Eagles. I'd love to see, Jaden Daniels at least make it to the Super Bowl his first year. Did Patty do that?
No, Patty sat his first year.
Perfect. That would be awesome.
Matter of fact, I don't know if a rookie quarterback has ever started in the Super Bowl.
I'm not sure either. That's not something I looked up. I probably should have looked it up. But this Commanders team looks good. Defense looks good. Offense looks like it's firing on all cylinders. Playing in Philly though, it's also a tough atmosphere, especially outside. I know Washington's also really cold. It's pretty close, but I don't know. I think that'll be probably. I mean, both championship games are about to be fantastic.
Yeah,
you got the divisional game, and then can Josh Allen finally get over the hump and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? I think they can, because the Chiefs didn't look the best against the Texans, who haven't been playing their best football. I know we talked about it last week. We were surprised that they even won against the Chargers, especially as dominant as they were. And then they sputtered against the Chiefs, but they kept it close for most of the game. So I got the Bills coming on top, and honestly, NFC's a toss-up to me.
Yeah, the NFC, I have no idea what's going to happen. I am unfortunately leaning towards the Chiefs to win the AFC, just because that defense is so good over there with Steve Spagnuolo at the helm. I mean, it's going to be tough for the Bills to move the ball, I think. And they've done well, but Josh Allen, he had under 200 yards passing last week. I guess that he didn't really need to have more than that, but I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, especially with we could talk about the referees too, but I think we should wait for that till after the game to see if it actually plays an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my take on the Lions' unfortunate exit. And what I see in the future, but I know Fish has been just dying to talk about his Eagles.
I mean, look, it is what it is, right? I mean, all of our friends have already, excluded the Eagles from going any further. Everybody's rooting against them. So, I mean, we'll play the underdog card like we usually do, and we'll just come out on top. Hurts, we all know that he got hurt. Big components with Quintana Bay getting hurt with his shoulder as well. It seems like he should be back this week to play against the Commanders. Look, we split it with Commanders, right? We took the first one early in the season, and then we rested some of our starters. We saw Marshawn Lattimore kind of eventually step into the role. So this will really be a crapshoot of who's the best and dominant team. Now Washington is playing the hot hand offensively and defensively. We know that they're good. We also have a hot hand in Saquon Barkley, who popped off for 250-plus yard runs last week. So
red hot hand, Saquon Barkley.
it seems like yeah, AJ isn't getting the ball as much. I mean, Hurts hasn't really thrown for more than 200 yards in how many weeks now? But again, when Saquon pops off for a 6-yard run and you got a good enough lead, which I'm very impressed with how we've done this year clock management wise. As soon as we take that lead, then we start to slow things down, and it puts the other team in kind of an 8-ball position. Trying to force that extra throw, which with the 3 tiers of defense that we have, with the Nichols and Dijon Mustard and Blankenship and all of them, it does make it extremely difficult to throw the ball on that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the trenches with Jordan Davis. I mean, Jordan Davis and Carter, they're constantly doubled, which unfortunately, losing our one of our main starting linebackers. But Bond has really stepped up, and like he has all season, and has filled in that gap. Even the 2 guys that we got, Axeman Jr. And Hunt, undrafted, drafted late, they've really stepped up and made big plays in the defense as well. So it's going to be a very interesting thing. Stafford, we understood that he really wasn't going to be that mobile. He was going to beat us through the air. We knew Kyron Williams was going to get 100 yards. We knew that stuff. This is a different breed of quarterback that we're facing. This is a Lamar Jackson type who, yeah, if we bust around the ends, he's not afraid to run it for 15, 20 yards very quickly. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting game. Again, he hurt his knee, has never really played to his fullest potential, I don't think, as of lately. He's done just enough and made the right plays to win us the game, which is great. But this is going to be a game that could ultimately, if you win this one, either team wins this one, they remain hot going into, I mean, yeah, Kansas City's a good team. Their defense is good, but that offense is riddled with injuries. And then you got Allen, and then his team, defense is fairly good. If you can lock down Allen, that's really the offense that they got going on, which was, I mean, this is the reason why he's in the MVP candidate, because, I mean, it's really just him on the offense. So, I don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up high. I mean, I think we'll win, but obviously I'm a little biased. Is it going to have me possibly in the ER with a heart attack? Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's one of our teams from our division has proven that we have beaten everyone else in our conference.
Yep.
So
NFC Beast is back.
So I mean, yeah, we got Dallas and we got the Giants, but at the end of the day, I mean, if the the Commanders go through, I'll be cheering for the Commanders as they should because of the division itself. But I think it'll be a close one. We kind of had Daniels' number early in the season, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really, really dependent on if Quintana Bay can come back. If he comes back, then that helps Slay with the number 2 corner there, and then kind of pieces up our defense just a little bit. But I don't know. Isaiah Rodgers is kind of getting burned fairly, like a lot, and then Ringo came in a couple times and did well, but not the greatest. So obviously, Mitchell is a must need on the defense to at least stop that team. So,
yeah, I think you're definitely going to need Mitchell back. Darius Slay played really well during the divisional game. Now, I will say there is a huge injury concern for the Commanders this upcoming game, and honestly going into the next season. Sam Cosmi, their guard, he's the right guard. He's their best interior offensive lineman by far. He's actually the one that communicates the snap between the center and the quarterback. I mean, he's the one that looks back at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels will give him a signal, and then he'll tap the center to let him know that he's ready for the snap. But he unfortunately tore his ACL on a scoring play last week. And at the right guard position, he's probably the one that would be going against Jalen Carter a lot.
yes.
Who I think is your best defensive player. I mean, your defense is stacked, but Jalen Carter is he's a step above everybody. I think he's the best player out of his draft class. And he
I
just
would
fell to
agree
you
with that.
guys due to off the field issues. But the Commanders are going to have a very tough time stopping both him and who's the other D tackle's name?
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis. Yeah, they're going to have a really hard time with that interior offensive line. It's probably going to hinder Brian Thompson or Brian Robinson Jr. a lot. We'll have to see how much time that really impacts Jaden Daniels. Maybe they'll try and get him on some bootlegs or on the edge a little bit more. But yeah, it's going to be tough for them to come back from. And especially if Quinion comes back, like if Quinion can lock up the number 2 receiver, then they double Terry.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, this is weird because I think this team is better than the 2017 team that we won the Super Bowl with, right?
I would agree. Yeah.
This defense, like you said, right? We're missing Mitchell. Obviously, it's a huge detriment, but Slay's been playing really well. But then you had, Dejon Mustard. He can cover the 2 as well. And then you got Blankenship. You got CJ out there. There's a lot of, okay, if we're down this guy, or even if we have him, right, we could do, double cover Terry and do this and lock up the tight end, this, and this. But I mean, even the D line in the trenches. I mean, if Jordan Davis ever gets tired, you got Milton Williams, who has stepped up. He's been on the team forever. I mean, that guy has been making plays as well. You got Sweat over there. It's just, there's a lot of dynamic pieces there, and obviously missing, Sam Cosme on the Commander side. I mean, they can try and double Jalen, but then that leaves the other D tackle and then possibly even more blitzes up the middle for Zach Bond and Hunt and Axeman Jr. to kind of play back in coverage. Plus, Nolan Smith has also
been blown out too. I was about to say that
he's been playing insanely well. So whatever wake up call that they had this season, everyone that played with Georgia has understood the assignment. I don't know. I think Fangio, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I trust him. The offense, Kellen Moore, is a little less trustworthy, but I think Jalen does enough to get the dub. And I mean, honestly, we've been saying it all year. You got to feed your best player on offense, and clearly it's Saquon. So even if the run game doesn't, work out, Jalen's enough accuracy wise that we have 2 arguably Pro Bowl receivers out there, and then Jahan Dotson from a steal from the Commanders, who has kind of peaked as of lately and really has kind of blossomed into that WR3 role. So I don't know. I'm optimistic, but again, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to win for sure. I don't want to put any bad jinxes out there, but I mean, it looks good. It looks pretty good. It's definitely going to be a hell of a game. It's probably going to be the more exciting game out of the 2. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if it's cold again, I mean, you saw Shady do it against the Lions years ago. We saw Barkley do it against the Rams. I mean, there's no slowing him down. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Barkley, I just wanted to put out here, had damn near 500 yards against the Rams.
He did. He had. I was just on the ground. He had over 500, I think, in both games. Yeah, with all-purpose yards. So, yeah, I mean, more and more, like, I'm glad we didn't push him to rush for that record, because we saw that Zay Flowers was out ever since that injury at the last game of the season. So, playing it smart. Hopefully Quintana Bobe can come back fine. Everybody on defense and offense looks fine. Really, I think that's the only noticeable outside of Nakobe Dean, which we knew he was out for the rest of the season. But we'll love to have him back. But everybody seems to be okay and kind of riding that hot-ish hand and doing just enough to get the ball moving, to score, and then kind of take the lead and hold it. Tony, clock management might be the best thing I've seen from this team in years. They've done very, very well with knowing when to run it, knowing when to throw it, waiting until it gets down to 2-1, then snapping it. So keep that defense fresh and give Jaden Daniel's a hell of a run. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's kind of what Hurts does best too, right? Like he's thrown for under 3,000 yards on the year, but he's also had 5 interceptions. Like that's it.
Yeah,
he's like the game manager quarterback plus that can give you more than, you know, just that baseline if he needs to. Like he can step up and make some plays.
absolutely, and yeah, I mean he's thrown for under 3,000. Yeah, his accuracy has improved. Like only 5 interceptions on the year. It's fantastic. You don't really see that much from a lot of quarterbacks. Now, obviously, he did a lot of great things on the ground too. But again, it boils down to when you're on the 20, the 30, and Saquon rips a 60-yard touchdown, which he did multiple times this year. I don't have to, in my mind, the game script changes completely, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to pass the ball. I don't have to gain that 60 yards through the air. So yeah, if he wants to rush for 150, 100, 200 yards, and I throw for 130 like I have been kind of averaging the last 4 or 5 weeks, but we still put up 30 points and we get the win, I've done it. And a lot of people have questioned him and his capabilities of being quarterback, and you see it all over Facebook. People are like, okay, this guy's not it. He's not throwing for 4 touchdowns. He's not throwing like Joe Burrow or Aaron Rodgers out there. He's not slinging the rock. He doesn't have to, right? And there's a reason why that AJ, we know these diva receivers, AJ has not really spoken up like, hey, look, we got the win. Yeah, I got 2 catches for 8 yards. That's okay. We put up 30 on him. We're on to the next round. So I think everybody's kind of fed off of Saquon and his mentality of, look, at the end of the day, we're here for the team. I didn't get the rushing record. It's okay. I don't want to put myself or anyone else at injury risk to get that record, because at the end of the day, the end goal is to win that championship. And I think everybody's kind of backed up behind it and gotten around and said, okay, yeah, you know what? I don't need to get force-fed 17 targets and then us, to lose by 23. So we know that offense is littered with talent, from anywhere from the tight end position to offensive line, which is insane.
Poetry in motion.
It really is. I mean, you're going to have Mailata run down the field and not block anybody because everyone else is already locked up. It is madness to me. So the team is very well rounded. I think everybody understands. And honestly, I think a big part of that is Sirianni saying, hey, it's okay. On to the next week, right? We don't need to have 17 targets to you, and then Devontae Smith was like, oh, well, we don't get targets, It's not like that in the locker room. It's just not. And obviously being the leader with Jalen Hurts, Saquon, you got all these guys there, they understand it. They're in that right state of mind to get past this team, go to the Super Bowl, and eventually win it. Because it's not so one-dimensional, one focus. It's more as one, as a team, as a city of brotherly love, if some would say. So I'm excited. I think this team has just been so exciting to watch and hear about. You see the small clips from the reporters. I haven't seen a team like this, for at least Eagles standpoint, with McNabb and T.O. and all of them. I mean, you had egos left and right. There's just not an ego on this team that wasn't already, wasn't addressed already.
People try to blame or pin that on AJ Brown, but he's not that guy.
Right. I mean, if he's sitting on the book, on the sidelines reading the book, great. At the end of the day, they're up by 20, 15. They're holding the lead and they're winning. She's like, yeah, I'm cool. 5 targets, it is what it is, because it's not part of the game script. Not when Saquon has only rushed it 10 times and has 160 yards. So,
right.
It's just, I don't know. I could not be more excited for this team. And we've been saying it all year. It's just, I would love to see the Lions and Eagles shoot it out, but very, very excited we don't have to, try and cover Jamar Gibbs. So I don't know. Commanders is no cakewalk, but very excited to see what's going to happen.
The Chiefs, been a battle on the ground.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I mean, the Chiefs and Bills. It's just, I don't know. There's been so much talks. I mean, we had Houston's coach come out last week. We're battling against everyone. I don't know if it's just being a sore loser or it's been a common trend since Patty really won that first Super Bowl that the refs kind of favor him, which we've seen in sport. I'm not saying it's true, but we've seen in sports a lot of basketball players, the top dogs, stuff like that. The refs kind of favor calls towards a KD or a LeBron or so and so over a Kyle Korver or a secondary player. So
Yeah.
would it surprise me? No. I mean, is the NFL going to make a shit ton of money if Kansas City goes and Patty wins his third in a row? Of course. But like you guys said, I mean, we'll have to watch the game and really watch closely and see if some of these calls are in fact, kind of like the holding call against the Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl. It's like, I mean, even the announcers were like, yeah, that's just not it, So, but I don't know. At the end of the day, we could always start finding the referees for their bad calls, and maybe they kind of wise up a little bit. So
You can go back in time too in the NFL. I mean, look at Brady. Brady got some favorable calls. One that comes to mind is that tuck rule call he got against the Raiders.
Well, they changed it from. They developed a whole new rule for him for that. So I mean, it's always look. It's going to plague the sports regardless, right? You're always going to see it, and us as fans of sports and just in general, you hope to never see that, or at least not so blatant. But man, the last few years, you're like, that's 3rd and 16. Man, was he really over him? Are they really going to? Yeah, they're going to give him that first down. And I mean, Patty's got enough talent to take him, the extra 15 yards to the touchdown. So, who knows? It's frustrating, but hopefully, Josh Allen, this is his year to pull it out. I mean, I'd love to see the Bills up there. I'd love to see the Bills and Eagles or Bills and Commanders. Just not God, Jesus, not Kansas City, not again. But at least it's not Dallas. At least it's not Dallas.
I think the only people rooting for the Chiefs are people in Missouri, Kansas, and a little spot in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, honestly. So
the last thing I wanted to say about the Eagles and Commanders game coming up, Commanders finished 30th in rushing defense this year. So something to keep an eye on if you're a betting individual like myself. Might want to put your chips on Saquon.
Stay away. Everyone else can bet. No, you stay away. You gotta.
Saquon over 300 yards.
Yeah,
easy.
Crazy. Before we move on and talk about the coaching hires, Zoltowski, I have to come to you. I have to ask you a question on today, the day of my daughter's wedding. Is this it for the Lions as we know them? Are they done?
They're falling apart.
I don't think so.
I like the optimism.
I really don't. And, we'll get into a little bit as to why you may think that, and I understand that completely. But I still feel like with Dan Campbell at the helm that this team has such good leadership, especially, and with Brad Holmes up there at GM, that they're going to do what they need to do and find who they think is the best fit to lead this team to victory. I'm hoping either this year or next year we pick up a young quarterback to sit behind Goff. Not saying he needs to go. I don't want that. I like Goff. He had a bad game. J-Mo also threw a pick that he shouldn't have thrown that ball into triple coverage. You could go on and on about, the mistakes. Yes, we got plagued by injuries this year. We found a way to win during the regular season with it. Still could have found a way to win in the playoffs with it.
Yeah, losing Ben Johnson obviously is detrimental, right? It's like us losing Frank Reich right after the Super Bowl. It's like, well, shit, what does our offense do? Because he was such a big component to it. But like you said, losing him is big, right? I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's a big deal, right? But your team, you guys have so much young talent and talent in general. And like you said, as long as Campbell is running the thing, running the show, the GM is everything is roughly the same. I think you could slide really just about anyone in there and say, hey, this is the place that we called last year. If you know anything about football, we'll be okay. And I don't know. I think you guys will be fine. Now,
Yeah.
drafting a young quarterback this year, next year will probably obviously be beneficial. I think Goff is 29 going to 30, or is, if not already 30. It's about that time. I mean, this is the prime time. Why not have a young kid learn and develop in this offense when Jahmyr Gibbs is young, Montgomery's still young, your entire receiving core is young, offensive
Yeah, I
line
think
is
it's
good.
J-Mo
Defense is young.
Laporta's second year.
It's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, why not set up a Caleb William type caliber player in an offense like this and gear them and train them properly, kind of like we've been talking all year. Don't let these young guys start ahead unless you get the rare outliers like a Jaden Daniels, but don't let the young kids start yet. They're not ready.
No, we talk about it all the time. We saw what it's done to AR. We've seen Bryce, Danny Dimes.
Around, though. I think.
I mean, yeah, he has, and he sat a couple games, and I think that helped him.
But I mean, he sat a couple games and played, and sat more and played again, and
I think. Well, he only sat because
he was bad.
No,
yeah.
Well, he was bad, but I'm sorry, he only played because what the hell's his name?
Andy Dalton got in a car.
Andy Dalton. Yes, thank you. I don't know why I blanked on that. The Red Rocket.
I don't know if you say
right?
that. I don't know. That's just some people are calling him.
Red Rifle.
Red Rifle. That's the one. I like Red Rocket better.
Yeah, Red Rocket.
I just wanted to make you guys laugh. He got hurt. I think he injured his finger on his throwing hand. And that's why Bryce had to go back in and start, because I'm pretty sure their plan was to let Andy continue to start so he could sit and learn. Again, I bring up the Packers time and time again. As much as I don't like the Packers, they do a good job. I mean, look at Jordan Love. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers has fallen off hard, but, when he was with the Packers, he, sat behind Favre. I know they didn't like each other. There's a documentary on it or something. Or Favre didn't like him. I think Brett Favre was an asshole from what I remember. But, I mean, he learned from him, even just by watching.
Also keep in mind, though, when Jordan Love did play, right? Because he did play initially. Either Rodgers got hurt or whatever it may be, but people were saying that Jordan Love, based on his few games that he's, I think played as a rookie or whatever it may be, that he was not the guy. They were supposedly, rumor was, actively trying to trade him because they thought he wasn't the caliber player that they had. And obviously he sat just a little bit longer and then finally got into that starting role and got comfortable. I mean, we know how much a year makes in the NFL, right? That year difference from being thrown into it to sitting and learning from some of these, potentially Hall of Fame quarterbacks who've been playing for 15 to 20 years against all kinds of talent, current talent, past talent. They can tell you the reads and what to look for. And this guy, when he's blitzing, he puts his right foot in front of him just a little bit. They can tell these things and tell these young quarterbacks and say, okay, hey, obviously that linebacker's got to tell he's going to blitz me from the right side. You know what? I'm going to change the play, make the audible, and go left side and swing it out. The Aaron Rodgers right now, I don't know if he's going to be high on ayahuasca or whatever, but the Andy Daltons even, they've been around long enough that they can coach and train. They just got to be willing to. And I think a lot of them have trouble giving up that starting quarterback role for a guy that's half their age.
Yeah,
that's obviously we know this, right? Oh, I'm the big dog on campus. I can still play. You're not in your prime anymore. It's okay to become the master and teach the young kids how to do this and do that.
Yeah, because that also becomes part of your legacy. Is like, oh, hey, look what I left this team.
1,000%, and we've seen it well so far. Now, obviously with Caleb and all them, and Richardson, it could be a different story. You got kids that come out with ego. So I'm very curious to see what happens when Shedeur gets drafted, right? I mean, his father is a Hall of Famer type caliber player. I mean, he knows a bunch of stuff, but is he gonna want to learn from like an Aaron Rodgers or a Sam Darnold, who might not be that top 5 caliber player, but has been around the league long enough, played against so many players? it would be worth listening out to. So obviously, we got to see if they're going to be receptive to the veteran leadership team and teaching them how to play. But I don't know. I think it would be wise with Goff turning 30.
He's 30
Offense
right now.
is he 30 now?
Yep.
Turning 31. Edit that. Turning 31. It would be wise to get, or maybe, I don't know, get somebody for free agents that's young enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I mean, Jesus, can you just show him how to teach Anthony Richardson how to throw a ball just a smidge more accurate? How dangerous that offense would be.
Oh, with a more mobile quarterback, because Jared, yeah, he can get a first down if needed, but he's not a Caleb or a Jaden or a Lamar where he's taking off with his legs for sure.
Now Goff, I do want to say, I don't think he's done by any means. He did finish quarterback 6 this year. Threw for 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 picks in the regular season.
He had 5 of them were in one game.
5 were in one game, which they still won. But
yeah,
it's just going to be hard to see what happens, especially during the offseason talks. Everybody's going to blame Goff. Everybody's going to say Goff's not the answer, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens, what the Lions do with the offensive coordinator. If they're going to promote from within, he won't have to learn a new system. If they don't, he's going to have to learn a whole new system. And then that's a big question mark. Like, Jared Goff has been coached by arguably 2 of the best offensive minds in the league right now, with Sean McVay and what is his name? Benjamin Jensen.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see who they get in there to take over. But Goff he's finished top 10 the last 3 years.
Yeah, no, I don't look, it's not just Goff's fault. There's more than just a quarterback. And you got 11 guys on both sides of the ball. Like, defense let him score 45.
Right.
He still scored 31.
You had dudes off the couch on that defense last week.
I know, yeah. Like I said, that's a big struggle. And some of those injuries, Fish, weren't in areas where we could take the starters out. I think there was really only 2 I can think of. It was Hutch and then Anzalone. But Anzalone was able to come back
with a billy club.
With a hey man,
with a billy club.
Frighten people. He's already got that long hair. Just looks scary. We lost Carlton Davis at the end of the year. We lost Z. We lost O'Neal. Jack Campbell went down against the Bears, and that was a close game.
Yeah,
that was the Thanksgiving one. Yeah. I mean, our entire D-line was decimated. Secondary was just destroyed. And is it a reason that we lost the game? Yeah, it certainly didn't help. Obviously the offense could have performed a little bit better too. Probably could have ran the ball more, because I'm pretty sure Gibbs had a decent game.
Still put up 31 points.
Back a little too quick. He didn't have a good game at all.
He didn't? Okay, thank you.
Montgomery.
No, I said Gibbs. I said Gibbs, not Montgomery, no.
No, I know. I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was saying I think that they rushed Montgomery back too quick.
Yeah.
They probably could have
did.
the same production or better with Craig Reynolds.
Yeah. Well, and Gibbs had 14 rushes for 105 yards with 2 TDs and 6 receptions. So, I just think there's too many weapons on that team that losing it, like I said, we said, it hurts. Aaron Glenn's probably also out the door. I hope they do well. I hate that I hate that Ben Johnson went to the Bears, because now we got to play him, and now he's got Caleb, and I think if they can build around Caleb, because Caleb had a good year. I had his stats pulled up. Yeah, he threw for 3,541 yards, 20 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 62.5% completion rating. He just had so much pressure on him. I mean, he got sacked 68 times.
Yeah. It's probably close to the league leader there.
Yeah. So I think if they can, the NFC North next year has the potential to also be just scary again.
Oh, I don't doubt that they will be. You guys
No.
had the best overall record in the league this year.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of the 4 teams made the playoffs, and I think the Bears have just a smidge better O-line there. They're still also in that talks of, possibly being on the fringe. So we'll see. Time will tell. I hope we don't have to get another defensive coordinator, just because I like Aaron Glenn, but I think he's gone too. I know he's been interviewing. We'll see. It's off season for them. They're off in Cancun. It's unhappy hour for all the playoff eliminated teams.
Yep. And Caleb Williams did get sacked for the most in the league by 16 sacks.
That's insane.
CJ Stroud's the next closest, so.
That's insane.
All right. So we already alluded to this a little bit. Ben Johnson has been hired as the Bears' new coach. I have to believe Caleb Williams is going to be the Bears' first 4,000-yard passer in franchise history next year with that hire. They better, like you said, pick some offensive linemen in this draft. I think the offensive line position is going to be pretty deep in this draft. So they better get some guys to help protect him. He's already got the weapons, especially if Keenan Allen stays. I know he's aging, but man, he's just such a good guy to have out there with a young quarterback, good veteran receiver to lean on. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Patriots hire. Now this was rumored last time we talked, but they did confirm that they hired Josh McDaniels back as their offensive coordinator. I feel like this is his 3rd or 4th stint in New England. How do you guys think this is going to impact Drake May?
I think he skyrockets.
I think he does too.
I think he does insanely well now.
Josh McDaniels got a lot out of Mac Jones when he was starting.
Drake May is way better than Mac Jones is, I think.
Couldn't agree more.
They just need to get the weapons around him. They can't waste his talent like they have with, I'm not saying that specifically, but with other teams that they get the right OC, they get the right head coach, they get the right quarterback, and then they get nothing but shit around them. And it's like, okay, how do you expect this guy to produce? I mean, Drake May did well last year with not really having an offensive line or really I think it was just the offensive line that was out there on the field because it didn't seem like any of the receivers or running backs were really doing shit. Ramondre had a massive fumbling problem. I think
horrible
9 or something like that. Or it was almost averaging like 1 per game or something like that. It was some crazy number. But I mean, Drake May, even the last game, he was slinging the rock, looked good, looked comfortable. So I mean, with Josh McDaniels up there, I mean, they just have to draft well, and if they get another receiver or two, maybe another tight end, I don't know. I think Drake May will skyrocket. I don't think he'll be top 10, but I mean, I definitely think he'll be up there. And they're really only missing a few pieces. The defense is not horrible. It's not the best, but they can hold a team from scoring. So I think the biggest things they need to look at is probably that receiving core.
I have a theory there.
Talk to me.
I think that's the number one place for T. Higgins to go.
What about Tyreek?
I don't know about Tyreek, man. I know he's good, but
I think he'll try to go back to the Chiefs.
I think he will too.
He's chasing a ring
for fantasy.
I get it. Maybe he goes to the Lions.
No, where are you going to put him?
I don't know. Just put him.
What Pro Bowl are you going to have to cut from the roster to then fit?
You could go to the Bears too. Now that Ben Johnson's going there, and we all see what Ben Johnson loves to do with wide receivers on sweeps and stuff, Tyreek would be really, really good on an end around.
He would be. You're right.
Yeah, but I think there's so much question that I think you're right. I think he wants to win another ring. That's the reason why he's not staying with the Dolphins, even though he got paid there. He wants to win. So
Tyreek's made his money. I think he wants to win a ring or another ring. I assume he's won one at least.
He has.
But I think Patriots got a lot of money they can spend. I think T goes there and makes an immediate impact with Drake May.
That would be so great.
Definitely be the wide receiver 1. So, Bosom, if you're listening, put that in your little wish journal there, buddy. T. Higgins to the Patriots.
Little wish journal. Hide underneath your pillow.
Kiss it once a night. All right. So that was the coaching hires we have. You guys want to talk about anything else for these upcoming games before we jump into our trivia section here?
Nah, I think we cover everything, right?
I think so too.
Yeah.
Just talk to me next week if we lose.
Yeah, just to circle back on the rookie quarterback question we had earlier, no. Rookie quarterback has never started a Super Bowl. So Jaden Daniels would be a first.
I think the closest was Ben.
Brock Purdy was also close.
Oh, yeah. Brock makes sense too. Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Made it to the championship, I believe.
It's definitely the game I'm most excited to watch. I mean, Bills and Chiefs will be fun, but Eagles commies. Let's get it going.
Eagles commies. You guys
America versus the commies.
Just gonna be so frustrated. I can already feel myself getting angry.
I kind of want to watch that game with you.
When is it? Sunday?
Just want to hear the obscenities.
I need to make sure that my ass is in some type of chair and no one talks to me.
Yeah.
That entire Sunday. Before,
make sure you have an emergency cannoli on deck.
I went out and got cannolis from Pompilius tonight.
For a classic case of emergency.
No. Oh, dude, I might have to get a little pasta on Sunday night. I can't. And a 7-7.
In a 30 rack.
No, wine. He's getting 3 bottles of wine.
I might sleep out in the snow. I don't know. Let's get wild. Let's get crazy.
All right, let's get into our trivia time. Who's that dude? If you're a listener and you have a better name for this, let me know because I kind of hate that name. But all right, who wants to go first? Oh, we got to flip a coin. I forgot.
I mean, you can let Zoltowski go.
I thought we were doing it where we work together.
Well, yeah. I mean, naturally we're doing this because I'm not good at these games.
Nope.
I think your best guess last time was like 9 questions. So let's see if you guys can beat 9.
Okay.
All right, Fish's head, Zoltowski's tails. I'm flipping. It is tails, Zoltowski. You have the first question.
AFC?
No.
Okay.
Fish?
Are they current player?
Yes.
What is Daniel Jones?
No.
That's so upsetting.
Are they a skill player?
Yes.
Does Daniel Jones have a son? NFC East?
Yes.
And a skill player, huh?
Are they a rookie?
They're not a rookie.
That's a good shout, Zoltowski. For the Eagles.
Yes. Fish is on fire right now.
Jahan Dotson?
No. It is not Jahan Dotson.
Not a rookie. For the Eagles.
My God.
Are they a running back?
Yes.
Saquon.
It is Saquon. You guys got that one in 7. Good job.
Honestly, my next guess was going to be, could he shoot for the BK commercial? Because I thought you were going to pick Kenny Pickett with the small ass hands he has. I thought it was Kenny Pickett, man. Oh, geez. Good job, Zoltowski.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, this next one, a little bit harder.
Daniel Jones.
Is that your question or your guess?
Is it a bouillon cube?
It's not a bouillon cube.
It's
Saquon's full name is Saquon Razul Quavius Barclay.
Wild.
Put that on the Jersey Fish.
If we win the Super Bowl with him, you know how many drunk fans are going to get that tattooed on their back? It's going to be such a wild thing to do. You can get your entire arm tattooed with that name there. I might
Saquon's face tattooed on your face.
I might do that. It's not bad. Is it my guess? Sorry.
Yeah, you're up.
AFC.
You're up.
Part of AFC?
AFC currently, yes.
Oh, currently. So it's a current player. Cool.
There we go. We got the twofer.
Give you a little wink there. Huh?
Got the twofer.
Played with me.
Oh, I don't know. AFC teams in their divisions. The West. AFC West.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
AFC North.
Incorrect.
South.
Incorrect.
Okay, it's the East, Fish.
I hope so. Position player? Wait, sorry. Is
He does play a position.
oh shit! All right, Zoltowski, go ahead. I asked.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Is not Aaron Rodgers.
Damn, took a shot in the dark.
Is he playing the offense?
No,
Oh, it's a defensive player. Is it DeMar Hamlin?
it is not Damar Hamlin.
It's not a bad shout though. Does he play on the Dolphins?
Yes.
Oh,
Zoltowski, you get to ask 2 questions because that technically wasn't your question.
okay. Is- Are they a cornerback?
They are a corner.
Jalen Ramsey.
It is Jalen Ramsey.
Wow,
You guys are on fire. You got that in 10? I thought that one would stump you a little bit more.
it stumped me a little bit. I was trying to think of linebackers.
He's the only cornerback that's on that team.
Yeah.
That I know.
They're only rostering one. Got it.
I said that I know.
It would have been tough to get any other ones. I do agree. Unless you're a Dolphins fan.
I mean, it makes sense for how they played this year.
My parents are part of the Dolphins fan club at Pat and Dandy's in Toledo.
Really?
Yes, there's a whole fan club at this bar up in Toledo.
Go Fins.
Go Fins.
Go
Are you
Birds.
guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
It's rapid fire. I'm here for it. Let's go.
I have 5 lined up, so
God,
All right, cool.
damn,
if you guys
okay.
keep going quick, we're gonna extend the
slow it down.
the guessing a little bit.
What do you mean extend the guessing?
Extend the
The guess the player.
Yeah.
Who's the dude? Yeah.
Yeah, extend
Who's
the
that
dudes.
dude?
We're gonna add more dudes.
Nutter loves dudes.
I do love wait.
Yeah, there it is. Clip it and
Doppelganger,
ship it.
man.
Clip it and ship it.
All right, Fish, you first.
Jesus, I always forget. NFC, let's mix it up.
Most recently, yes.
So he's not. Okay,
You
Zoltowski.
You can ask another question.
I know I can't, but Zoltowski knows.
I what?
You know. Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
He was
You just
not
cut out for
listening.
me.
Hello?
Yeah. What was the? Did you ask a question?
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I asked NFC.
And I said most recently, yes.
Most recently, and most recently, so that means they've been traded. They started in the AFC.
What?
Oh, they're in the NFC.
Or
It's Stephon. It's Stephon Diggs.
What did you guys try
Just
to get
kidding.
more info here before you get it?
No, he's still in the AFC.
The most recent
Offensive player.
Offensive player, yes.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask this one. Is he a current player?
He's not a current player.
Okay, thank you.
Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ. Zoltowski's like, oh, he got traded. Is he?
Well, okay.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
he
yeah.
said currently, so I'm thinking he's a current player.
No, it's not what he said.
I said most recently. I did
Most
not say
recently. All
currently.
right.
There we go. We burned a question.
You're welcome.
Your incompetence.
Sure am.
I think it's your turn too.
It is your turn, Zoltowski.
Okay, so it's a retired player in the NFC East.
No. In fact, never in his career.
Ooh.
Oh.
Let's go with NFC South.
Correct. Twice in
Yeah.
his career.
Cam Newton.
No.
Oh, twice in his career. So he played for 2 different NFC South teams. Okay, and he's an offensive player.
Oh,
He is an offensive player, yes. Because I don't think you asked that previously, did you?
I did.
Oh, okay.
That was my question. It's one of my questions. I was just repeating it back to myself.
I think I know it.
Good. Take a shot, Fish.
It's not my turn though.
Did he play? Was his last team the Bucks?
It was not the Bucks.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know it. Okay. Shit. Oh, dude,
Damn it.
it's so bad.
This is one you guys can get. He's very popular.
Very popular. Was he a quarterback?
He was not a quarterback.
Running back?
He was a running back.
Played for 2 teams in the NFC South.
Is one of the teams the Falcons?
No,
So Panthers and Saints?
he did not play for 2 different teams.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like I have to tell you guys that, or else you're gonna go off the rails.
Okay. Yeah. No, because you made it seem like he played because you said twice. So I'm like, oh, he's 2 different teams.
He was there, and then he was back again.
And he played for the Panthers, and he's a running back.
No, I thought he didn't play for the Panthers.
No, he didn't play for the Panthers. He played for the. That means
It was the Saints.
Correct.
the Saints. Okay.
Are you okay, Zoltowski?
No, I'm not.
We got him rattled.
Not even a little bit. Is it Reggie Bush?
No,
Is it Jamal Williams?
it is not Jamal Williams. He's still playing
With who?
For the Saints.
for the Saints.
Aw, dude. It's a shame. I liked him.
Can still like him. He's not dead.
Yeah, but like he doesn't play. He plays on that shit team.
You're gonna kick yourself.
Probably.
Oh,
There it is. I think
Wait.
it clicked.
wait.
I think it clicked.
Did he win a Super Bowl?
I think so.
Did he play for Alabama in college?
He did. Fish knows
Mark
it.
Ingram?
Yep. Mark Ingram. I think Mark Ingram won a Super Bowl.
Did he?
He did not win a ring. He got there right after they won in 2000.
Oh, okay.
Big oof.
Yeah, he played for the Saints from 2011 to 2018 and then back with the Saints in 2021, 2022. Can you guys tell me where he played between those years? 2 AFC teams.
Ravens?
Ravens is one. You guys aren't going to get the other one. It's Texans.
Oh, dude, you wouldn't let me guess.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Sorry.
I believe.
All right, let's do at least one more. I think you guys will get this next one pretty easy. Fish, it's your go first.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark, right? Current
It's
player?
not Danny Dimes.
See? Dude, baiting answers out of him.
It is a current player. Yeah, you took away one player.
The one day that I don't do this, it's going to be fucking
It's going to be
Dimes.
fucking
I'm gonna
Danny
be
Dimes.
so pissed.
The one day that you're at the helm is just going to be Danny Dimes 5 times. Yes, current player.
Okay.
NFC?
No.
So AFC.
Is it Patty Mahomes? Wait, can I guess?
You can
After?
guess.
Okay, is it Patty Mahomes?
It is not Patty Mahomes.
Are they currently injured?
No.
Okay, so that eliminates everyone on the Chiefs. Unless he's doing a Taylor Swift thing. Is it Travis Kelce?
It is not Travis Kelce.
Man, I was worried about that. Swifties were going to be on fire.
Oh, they were going to rip you a new one.
We love the Swifties.
Is it AFC South? Oh, we're not
It is
going
not.
into this.
Is it
Not
the
the
North?
South.
It is the North.
Is it Joe Thomas?
No. Joe Thomas hasn't
Is it-
played football in years.
Is it
He's in
Nicholas
the Hall
Jamal
of Fame.
Chubb?
He might be calling him back.
It is not Nicholas Jamal Chubb. We should call him back.
Does he
Joe-
play?
Eat a couple turkeys, come back, play left tackle for us.
Oh, dude, he has lost a lot of weight. Does he play for the Bengals, your newfound team?
He does not play for the Bengals. They are not my newfound team.
Sorry, it's the Ravens. That's right.
Also not my newfound
I
team.
thought he was a Steelers fan.
Definitely not my newfound team.
Is it the Steelers, though?
It is not the Steelers.
So it's the Ravens then.
No.
What? I thought you said AFC North.
I did. You're missing a team.
He's being a homer.
Oh, dude, seriously.
I'm being a
Oh,
homer.
I know who it is. Oh, wait, you
Who
said
is
he's not currently injured, so I know who it's not, actually. Can't be him.
Did you think it was going to be Deshaun?
Does he play
Yeah.
on defense?
Yes.
Is it Ward?
No.
Hmm.
You a D lineman?
Some could say.
Oh my God! Just shoot it. You know who
It's Myles
exactly-
Garrett.
It's Myles Garrett,
That's
the
so
Adonis himself.
Myles Garrett when he goes and leaves your team to play for someone that actually gives a shit.
Yeah, he deserves it. Let me tell you.
100%. Eagles will take him.
Yeah, 31 other teams will take him.
He can
You
come
guys
to the
wanna do one
Lions.
more? No, you guys will hurt him.
Shut up, Nutter.
Actually,
Yeah,
Joe.
I do one more and then we're drafting.
All right, we got one more. Zoltowski, your go.
My go. Is he an offensive player in the NFC?
It's 2 questions.
Oh, it's one question actually.
Okay, dude, come on.
I mean,
He was an offensive player. I'll give you that.
okay.
Did he play in the AFC?
He did play in the AFC.
There we go. See, this is how things are working here. Is it Josh Allen?
It's not Josh Allen.
Is he a current player?
No.
Ooh. Let's go ahead and go through the list here. AFC West. Did he end his career in the AFC West?
He did not end his career in the AFC West. He did play in the AFC West.
But he did not end his career in the AFC West. Okay.
Correct.
Zoltowski fall asleep or?
Is he a skill player?
Yes.
Did he end his career in the AFC North?
Yes.
Skill player, AFC North. Is it Carson Palmer?
It is not Carson Palmer. It's a good guess, though.
Oh, he still plays, doesn't he?
No,
Carson-
this is
he
not a
has-
current
he has-
player.
He hasn't played in 25 years.
No, it's Carson Wentz is what I'm thinking of. Sorry. Wrong Carson.
And he shit the bed against Denver. So he'll never play again.
Never again. Okay. Skill player in the AFC North.
Retired. in the
Retired.
AFC North.
Yeah, retired in the AFC North.
Or I guess ended his career in the AFC North.
Ended his career in the AFC North.
Did he play for the Steelers? Did he end with the Steelers?
He did not.
Did he end with the Ravens?
Yes.
Skill player ended with the Ravens.
I'll go ahead and give you a hint. He's played for 4 teams, all in the AFC,
Oh,
3 in the same division. Ended
Oh.
his career in the AFC North.
played 4 teams.
The AFC North team is the outlier there.
Oh,
Was
it's
your-
not. Go ahead. So,
Do you have a guess, Fish? Go ahead. It's still your turn.
no, who's that? Who's that shit? Is it Deontay Johnson?
No.
The guy's not.
He hasn't
number
retired
one.
yet. He's just been waived by every team he's played for.
Yeah, Mike
There's a
hint would be
difference.
he played for 4 teams this year.
Oh, and he ended his career at the Ravens, right? We established that.
In his career at the Ravens. You could ask what year he ended his career. You could ask when he was drafted.
Yeah. What year was his last season?
2023.
Oh, recently.
You guys still don't know the position or anything. I feel like that would help you a
Is
lot.
he a receiver?
He's not a receiver.
Do me injustice.
This one is officially taking you guys the longest. This episode. The most questions.
This is not a receiver.
Not a receiver. Is he a running back?
He is a running back.
His career at the.
I heard a mouse click. Don't you be clicking, looking at stuff.
I'm not. I'm not. I was opening Audacity. See where we were at on time. Leave me alone.
Hour 7.
Who did they have for running backs the last few years? Oh, no. It's not Le'Veon Bell, is it?
It is not Le'Veon Bell. That's a
Yeah.
great guess, though.
Did he play with the Ravens? He did, didn't he?
He did, but he also played for the Steelers.
Well, I no shit.
Well, yeah,
my-
no shit, Sherlock.
Knew that
My
one.
hint was the Ravens were the outlier team, so he couldn't have played with any other AFC North teams.
Well, he played with 3 other AFC teams in the same division.
Correct.
What was the other division?
AFC West.
It's got to be some like vulture.
You're going to kick yourself.
He
Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs are the other 3 teams.
Okay, thank you.
I'm giving you guys a lot here.
Let's see. It's not Kareem Hunt.
He's still playing.
I'll give you a couple college accolades. He won the Jim Brown Trophy in 2014. He briefly held the singles game rushing record with 408 yards against
My.
Nebraska in November of 2014, playing only 3 quarters.
That sounds absurd.
That's insane.
So he's a dog. Played in the Big Ten. That's my last name I'm giving you guys.
That does me no good.
It does Zoltowski good, though. I know that.
Oh. Now we're talking old Big Ten, right? 2014 Big Ten before we got the Ducks.
Yep, before we get the Ducks, before we get the rest of the Pac-12 guys.
What college?
Wisconsin.
Oh,
I told you. That's
what's his name? I saw him in person. What the fuck?
I have also seen him in person.
Monty Ball.
No.
Fuck. It's a good guess, though, right?
We did not see the same guy in person. You got this, Fish.
No, I clearly don't.
Ask me where he was drafted.
I do. Where was he drafted?
San Diego Chargers.
Is it? It's not. Is it? Who's that? Casey Matthews? No,
it's not Ryan Matthews.
Not Ryan Matthews.
It's not Ryan Matthews. It's a good guess, though.
Go ahead, Zoltowski. Why don't you bring it home? Quit playing with it. Quit playing with your food.
Can't think of Wisconsin running backs right now.
There's been some good ones. You picked arguably the worst one out of the big ones. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my God.
You guys want to throw in the towel? Have I stumped you?
Did he win any rings?
Yes. With the Chiefs.
Oh, with the Chiefs. Not Jamal Charles, is it?
No. Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs are the three teams he played with in the AFC West. In that order.
I have no idea, Zoltowski.
I guess I should say he was a practice squad member with the Chiefs.
Oh my God.
What?
It's fair. That's fair.
So he got a ring. And that was in 2022.
Where did he spend most of his time between those four teams?
Chargers. 2015 to 2019, he was with the Chargers.
So Ryan Matthews.
Listeners are screaming his name in the car right now, I bet. Or wherever they listen.
LT?
Nope, not LT. That's too late for LT.
I figured so much.
He was a first-round draft pick. Pick number 15.
What year was he drafted?
2015.
2015. Went to Wisconsin.
I'm trying to think of Chargers running back.
You guys want me to give you his initials?
Sure.
MG3.
MG3.
Or just MG.
Oh my God.
You guys are going to kick yourself so hard, man.
Probably.
And you're sure it's not Monty Ball?
It's not Monty Ball.
No.
I can't think of it.
All right, Fisher throwing in the towel.
Yeah, I think so.
Zoltowski?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Melvin Gordon, boys.
The
The name we were looking for is Melvin Gordon.
I forgot he played with the Chargers.
That's where most of his career was.
Yeah.
He was a beast with the Chargers.
Yep. And went to Denver, didn't really do anything there. Yeah.
And then I remember he signed with the Chiefs. And we're like, oh man, Melvin Gordon went to the Chiefs. Never played a snap. And then finished his career in Baltimore.
Yep, that would be it. That's a good one.
All right, that's 0.1 for me.
That's crazy that we're going to do baseball players next week.
Baseball players, I'm not going to get anyone.
Yeah, well.
Just wait till we do hockey players.
Yeah.
I name a couple.
Something that ends in a ski or a stall.
I mean, he's kind of accurate there.
All right, I stumped you guys. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, how's it going?
Are you guys ready to head to the draft?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we are drafting this week past sporting events we wished we could attend. I'm going to get the randomizer out, get our names in, hit our little drum roll here. We have Fish first, me second, Zoltowski third.
Bringing up the rear.
Love it. So I think I'm going to go ahead, and I think most of my choices are going to be very, very biased, but I would have loved to attend the Champions League, or no, excuse me, not the Champions League, El Clasico between Barcelona and Real Madrid when Messi, Suarez, and Neymar were there. I think that would have been so cool to see prime them, prime Ronaldo. The atmosphere would have been nuts. I think that's my 1-1 there.
You have to get me a year on that.
Yeah, I'll get you a year, man. You want a year? I'll get you a fucking year.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
No problem, dude.
And then it's me 2-1. My game has to be. I would like to go back and witness the Cavaliers clinching the 2016 NBA championship in Game 7.
You like basketball now?
I just want to see Cleveland title, and that would have been cool to see in person.
He's hip hopping.
So I'm going Kyrie Irving hitting the critical 3-pointer and becoming the 2016 NBA champions.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, that would have been pretty nasty. All right. For me, easy.
Right. Zoltowski, take the miracle game and move it on.
No, it's not the miracle. Oh, that's a good one. That's not even a championship, though.
Doesn't have to be a championship.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But number one for me is Game 4, 97 Stanley Cup Final. When the Wings swept the Flyers to capture their first cup since 55. Russian 5.
What year was
Shanahan, 97. 96-97 season.
Was that with the... Oh, God, I'm trying to think of the Flyers team. I think that wasn't the Broad Street Bullies back then, was it? Or was that earlier?
I think that was earlier. Could be wrong, though. Here.
Flyers have been soft ever since.
But yeah, no, you had Russian 5, you had Shanahan, Fedorov, and all those guys, Lindstrom, McCarty. So just great team that started the big streak for them. Finally got over the hump. And then on the turn, yeah, that's the miracle game. That's hands down.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, dude, even watching the movie, I still love watching that movie.
It's a good movie.
I would have loved to be there in person. Height of the Cold War, tension's never been higher, and it's over. You know, the game of hockey's never been more serious because these guys are beating NHL teams, and now you got all these college kids who come in and pull off the greatest upset probably in sports history. Call me biased, but
I don't think you're biased. I think
I'm a true
pick.
American.
I think it's a great pick, and I knew you were going to pick that. For my second pick, I'm going to have to go to, I think it was 2006, the Rose Bowl between USC and the Texas Longhorns. They were the number 1, number 2 seeds that year. And Texas, I don't even remember. Did Texas win or lose? I think they won. All I know is it was a great game. It went down to the wire. It was awesome. I remember watching that. I just don't remember the outcome. It featured the top 3 Heisman candidates that year. And yeah, Matt Leinart, Vince Young, Reggie Bush.
Wow,
And,
what a team.
Yeah. And then I'm reading here, it says 61 players that played in that game played in the NFL, which is pretty nuts. So, going with the 2006 Rose Bowl game.
Pick.
It's my pick, right? It's mine, and then a little loop around there.
It is yours, and you're on the turn, friend.
I'm gonna go with. I mean, I feel like it's wrong if we don't pick our teams, right? Their achievements. I know Cleveland doesn't really have many, so
Yeah, I picked the one Cleveland game I would like to see. So
I'm gonna say the 2017 Super Bowl with the Eagles, being that atmosphere, playing against Tom Brady. thinking that there's no shot that this Nick Foles guy is gonna take down the dynasty king and eventually win the city a Super Bowl. There's no way. I can't. I would love to have been there to see and witness all that electrifying gameplay. And honestly, the emotions, and I watch it back sometimes. I see clips of it and looking at the score, and then 2 minutes later, it's like, holy shit, Brady's got the ball, and they're driving. Prime Brady, prime Gronk, all that shit. It's nice to see us win on top. So I would say that has to be my second pick. Is something near and dear to the heart.
It's a great pick.
That is a great pick.
And then on the whip round, go ahead.
I would hope that if the Browns ever make it, I'll find a way to go.
I'm selling my kidneys if the Lions make it.
See, I'm honestly I don't know. If the Eagles go to the Super Bowl this year,
you and your dad got to go, man.
We said this back in 2017, and we didn't pull the trigger to go. I don't know. We need to have a conversation. We need to have a conversation.
The collection fish.
All right, dude, ease up. We can just pay for it. On the whip round, I'm going to actually go with something I don't think either of you would have thought I picked. I'm going to go with April 15th, 1947. Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier game.
Okay.
I am not surprised that you picked that because of how big of a baseball guy you are. That is a great pick, though.
It's such a pivotal point to then not only break the color barrier and be around there and seeing how times are changing. And obviously, when you see the movie, you read, everything about Jackie and what he went through, and then, all the other baseball players that go through as well. But I mean, you think took one guy to then kind of lead into what we have today with the incredible athletes that we have, Satchel Paige and, everything like that. It's just, I mean, he was back in, a different league in a different time, but kind of also helped pave that way for Jackie. And then, I mean, you got to look at all this young talent that we have in the MLB now. And I mean, they're breaking records. I mean, ball players nowadays just doing incredible things. And honestly, it couldn't have started without Jackie breaking the color barrier. So that's got to be my top list, a big pivotal moment in baseball, and in the right direction too. So, well, hopefully one day own some type of Jackie Robinson signature. Got a birthday coming up here soon, 11 months, but
yeah. Let me pinch my pennies here.
Yeah,
I keep looking, man. He just doesn't sign anything or never did sign anything.
I think I'd have better luck getting the Mickey Mantle.
So I have to go out on a tangent here with Jackie Robinson. I know he was the first black player to break the color barrier. Did you know there's a lot of people like our age and younger that think Babe Ruth was black?
It doesn't surprise me, but I'm surprised. I'm even more surprised they even know who Babe Ruth is.
Like I heard this on a different podcast.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before.
I don't think we talked about it on the pod.
Not on pod, but I think you and I did like one.
Yeah, because I think I was listening to the podcast while we were playing Phasmophobia or something. And
yeah,
it's they were talking about like common misconceptions. And one of them was Babe Ruth was white, and one of the co-hosts was like, "What do you mean he was black?" And it just caused this whole like they started calling other people like, what nationality do you think Babe Ruth is? And some people said white, some people said Italian. I think it was German, was he not?
Yes, George Herman Ruth.
Okay. Yeah, I was shocked that people thought that when, Jackie Robinson is so well known, and that game happened so much, like 20 years after Babe Ruth's career.
Yeah.
So, it was crazy.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was a hell of a time and point, that's for sure. But I mean, how stupid people are. It doesn't surprise me anymore.
Yeah. My next pick, I'm going to go back to the NBA. This is one of the most captivating still shots in all of sports history. I'm going with Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, the Jordan Flu game, when he hits the shot over the Utah Jazz to clinch the game. I just would have liked to have been in that in that arena just to see, or I'm sorry, in Game 6 when he hit the shot. I would have just liked to see, you know, how crazy of a atmosphere that would have been, seeing Jordan hit that shot.
That's when basketball was like actually basketball.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
A lot of people don't like basketball now.
I mean, could you imagine playing against Dennis Rodman or anyone from Ben Wallace's era or anything like that? You know, trying to make an easy layup, next thing you catch a bow to the back of the skull. No foul. Like, could you imagine just trying to bang in the paint? There's just no way.
Bill Laimbeer and Charles Oakley for the Knicks, man, they used to like physically fight on the court.
I mean, honestly, that's how it should be. I mean, if you get within 3 feet of a player nowadays and look at them wrong, then they get 7 flagrants, and then you're kicked out for 4 years.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like basketball now. It's soft.
Remember when Ron Artest ran up to the stands and beat the hell out of that fan?
God.
How many game suspensions did he get? Nobody remembers.
The Malice at the Palace?
Yeah, it's just, you know, that's, I mean, honestly, sometimes people need a wake-up call like that.
Meta World Peace, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, he don't only run his mouth, he threw something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
And it hit him, and
fans nowadays should learn not to piss off a guy that big.
Oh, fans shouldn't throw things, Philadelphia?
Look, they're drunk Detroit fans.
Well, you know, honestly, you know, Verse or whatever, the linebacker or the lineman, ran his mouth, and I read today that we threw snowballs at him.
That does surprise me.
I mean, honestly,
not at all.
Not beer bottles.
Oh, you mean like what Texas did earlier in the year?
Yeah,
when they didn't like the call.
They're disgusting. At least we did it because we were losing the entire season. And it was Santa Claus. And really, it wasn't even a Santa Claus we paid. It was an actual fan wearing a Santa outfit, and they brought him down onto the field. So, really, it's a Philly native who understood the assignment. Okay? So, yeah. Are we shitty fans? I don't think so. But that's just me. Passionate.
So passionate, you'll catch an assault case.
Yeah, they're not catching you. And honestly, the cops will probably give you a high five and escort you home.
That's why you guys got Big Dom now.
Honestly, I saw Dom sinking in a snowball or two. He's throwing them.
Probably.
He's got the throwing.
All right. This is my pick now?
It is your pick, yes.
All right. So I'm going to head in the direction that Fish did a little bit because it got me thinking. And I'm going to go with the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin when Jesse Owens won 4 golds.
That's a good one. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy to watch.
Yeah, just a giant middle finger to Hitler and the Nazi party. I mean, I'd love to see it, you know, because that was the beginning of a horrible time in the world. And he came in there and just crushed it. So I think that's just it's a monumental moment, not in just sporting history, but just in history alone. So
yeah,
I would have loved to see that. And then, it's a hard one for the last pick.
I know I'm bouncing between a couple.
I got one. You guys will never get it, and I love it.
I'm gonna go with Super Bowl 42.
Which one was that?
Yeah, who was in it?
The Giants and the Patriots.
Oh, is this the helmet catch?
The helmet catch.
It was on my list.
And when the Patriots were undefeated.
God, Tom Brady catching 2 straight. How do you feel about that, Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Listener of the show, for sure.
Yeah, it's XLII, by the way.
You're okay with the Swifties? Got it.
Man. Yeah, we love the Swifties here.
Don't worry.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I got it.
I mean, I just remember the hype, leading up to that game. Patriots undefeated, haven't lost a game all year. Going to be the first team, to have an undefeated season in the NFL. Like Giants were pretty big underdogs, and they came in and beat them.
Beat him.
I think who had that helmet catch?
David Tyree.
Yeah,
David Tyree.
Yeah. Off that helmet catch.
Never did anything else before or after that.
Arguably that's how Eli will get into the Hall of Fame.
He deserves it for sure.
Yeah, leading that shit Steinem team. Yeah.
All right. So, like Zoltowski, I'm going for a Patriots Super Bowl. And call me sadistic, but I would have loved to be in that stadium when the Falcons fans are all bragging, being up 20-3, and then watching the Patriots slowly, methodically come back and win that game. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall looking at those fans in the face.
Just like they right at halftime, they showed Tom still on the sidelines, and he's got that face on. You're like, oh,
locked
shit. They fanned everybody, even the players are celebrating, all the fans are going crazy, and they fan back to Tom, and he is just like, hey, you can go to the locker room now. And he's like, nah, I'm good, I'm chilling. And yeah, that was a different side of Tom that we saw that day.
Julian Edelman made a couple like career-defining catches in that game too. Just
red gloves over here.
Yeah, red gloves over here. Such a good play or good game at the end there.
That's a good pick. I like that actually. That's a really good pick.
I think Fish, you and I were watching it with a bunch of people, and they like scored that first touchdown back, and then the second one we're like, there's no way they're gonna do this, right?
We were all thinking about like we're at somebody's house and we're like, oh well, let's just split up and then we'll just get on and play COD at the time, I think.
Yeah, probably.
We'll just go home early and just get on COD early or whatever, and then they scored that one and they scored again. And we're like, we might have to sit back down.
Wasn't it the first like true comeback in Super Bowl history too?
I think so.
Like no team had ever been up.
Not from that deficit, at least.
No, that's like coming back when you're down 3-0 in a series.
The Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Crazy.
I like the comeback stories, and I'm noticing here.
I think the Indians did that. Well, they are the Guardians now, but the Cleveland Indians did that too.
What are we talking about here, man?
Did they?
Yes,
they did. To the Cubs.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Then they broke.
Is it the 2017 World Series?
I was cheering.
2016.
I was cheering for your team, like a supportive friend. But you won't do the same. It's okay. It's fine.
I'll do it if you guys make it to the Super Bowl against Chiefs.
I don't even want. We don't accept any of those guys.
You'll catch me bleeding green and singing that dumb song you guys sang.
Yeah, it's better than your stupid. I need to put the dog down pound.
Limp into the finish line.
Shit, you guys haven't had a strong bark in 30 years. That's wild.
The fans are always barking. It's mostly fueled by alcohol and hope. But
you still have RC Cola as a sponsor?
Hell yeah, we do.
That's just good. It's so good.
That's the best part of the Cyclones games, man.
RC Cola, baby. Fish, if you ever go to a game there with me again, you have to get a pretzel. You can't see the pretzel; it's just salt.
I did. I got a cheesesteak and I got a pretzel. I turned into a Philly theme because they're playing the Eagles in the preseason game.
That's right. I do remember that. I think the pretzels have changed since then, though, and they're just.
I hope so because they're
just encased in salt.
Are we going to the Lions Bengals game next year in Cincinnati?
I don't ever want to step foot in that stadium again.
I just don't care. You guys are going to be 1-38 because now you lost Ben Johnson.
You don't know. Okay? It's fine. It's your pick. Fish. Take your pick. You were supportive, and now you're taking it back. Listen, just take your pick.
Okay.
Come to the game with me.
I'm obviously going to root for you guys because fuck the Bengals. But
naturally, I thought, that's right, because you're a Ravens fan. That makes sense. I was going to support Detroit. I thought we had a thing going, but apparently I was wrong.
You went after
for you guys.
Apparently I was wrong.
We were talking about going to the NFC Championship game if it was in Detroit.
Yeah, well, one team
Look,
stood up
tickets.
to the standards and the other one couldn't.
No, we couldn't. We shit the bed, and we shit the bed hard.
Unbelievable. Anyway, my last pick, and to round it out, I don't think this comes to any surprise. I would have loved to been just at this specific World Series, those games during the World Series during this year, and that's it. But I would love to see the deadliest baseball lineup ever to be created. Murderers Row 1927 World Series with Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Earl Combs. I mean, you got all these Bob Musial. You got all these, and anybody listening, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. But for that time and for decades on, it's been proclaimed as, and I'm sure it's changed with how much the Dodgers are spending money nowadays. They fucking just
So
win.
much money.
Just give them everything. It doesn't matter. But for arguably, especially with all the old geezers that are big baseball heads, that was the most feared and best lineup ever to play baseball. Just based on the players they had. Now, obviously, it's a different time. They get the mean, what was it, the Red Machine with the Reds and all this other shit. They got that lineup up there too with Pete Rose and Johnny Bench and such. But this lineup here, I mean, to be able to sit and watch arguably the best first baseman ever to play baseball, best right fielder possibly ever to play baseball, especially the home pride, everybody being a Yankees fan there. I mean, that was it. There was Yankees or nothing. So to be in that time, especially to wear the clothes, almost like a Peaky Blinders type thing, I'm in. Now, it was all probably made out of wool and about 1,000 degrees. Would I have passed out? Maybe.
It was still late in the year, wasn't it? Didn't they play in October then?
I don't know. If I put pants on, if it's over 50, I'm dripping. So
that would have been an all-time radio game. The year is 1927. Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, and the boys are taking on. Who would they be taking on?
Fuck. Who was it?
This guy wants to go to the game. He doesn't even know who the opposing team is.
Stutter through that one again.
Opposition is the word I was looking for. I was stuck in the transatlantic.
It was a first World Series sweep, so it only lasts 4 games.
You're taking too long. I'm gonna look it up.
Pirates. It's Pirates, you jackass. It's Pirates. We went on to win 110 games that season as well.
Were they the Pittsburgh Pirates then?
Yes.
Fuck Pittsburgh. I'm with you. Go Yankees.
Tell me as a Baltimore fan, yeah, I would imagine so.
Yikes.
A Cleveland fan through and through.
Yeah.
I'm not staying for this later. This is like 6 podcasts this has been going on.
Technically, if you're a Baltimore fan, you're also a Cleveland fan.
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, if you want to talk about the lineage, yeah. I mean, technically.
Our team was ripped from us by Art Modell. And then they won a Super Bowl.
I mean, honestly, it checks out.
Why do you just like to bring pain to my life?
Because you're not supportive.
Beat the Commanders and I'll support you.
We don't want that. We don't want your support. You bring bad things to.
I'm betting on all Eagles this week. All Eagles. Saquon, 100 yards, 3 touchdowns.
You think 100 yards?
At least. On the ground.
At least, yeah. Maybe through the air. It's going to be a stressful week.
I can already hear the wine bottles uncorking.
Yep, we got a few on deck.
We're going to have a celebration podcast next week if you guys win?
I mean, maybe.
Or is it job's not finished? I know second place comes a lot in Philly, so.
Does it?
Oh, boy.
Second place?
Do you guys ever get to the podium at all, or are you just kind of like watch from the stands?
What's a podium?
Yeah, there it is. elevated platform for champions.
And runner-ups.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's been so many good Philly teams, and they just don't do
It's
the
been
job.
so many in a row.
The Flyers
It's
have
like,
had the
Philly,
Sixers.
it's gonna be the year.
But you know what? At least we're not delusional. We don't say we them boys and this is our year when it clearly hasn't been the fucking year for the last 8 years.
True. The Texans have won more playoff games since the Texans became a team than the Cowboys have since the Texans became a team.
Yikes.
Saw that stat the other day. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Love Jerry Jones.
Hope he lives to be 150.
It's honestly 200 at this point. Let my kids, they have some excitement for once.
Deion Sanders, next coach of the Cowboys, calling it.
It's a lot of
Let's hope
egos. A lot of egos.
It was a good draft. We probably could have went further on that, but I know honorable mention Tiger Woods when he won with a broken leg. It would be pretty cool to go see.
Was that before or after the allegations?
I want to say it was during. I don't know.
If it's before, then he definitely had motivation, even with the broken leg.
True. You guys have any other honorable mentions? Fishing at World Cup titles? Argentina, maybe?
I mean, Argentina would have been sick. I would have loved to be when Italy won. I think that. I don't know. There's just so many soccer ones that I would like to, like when Italy and Spain play each other. Like, obviously, it's the heritage for us and stuff, but when they play each other, that would have been so cool to witness and be there. I don't know. We just have to, like, take a month off of work and just go travel and just go and do nothing but watch soccer games. That's it.
I think I would have liked to relive the first Baker Mayfield game.
Oh, God.
I was there for that one, but I would like to go back in time and relive that again.
Jesus.
Hold up a sign saying, "Don't leave" or "Sorry." Didn't you dog him when he left?
Huh? Maybe a little bit. I dog everybody that leaves Cleveland.
The 2014 Winter Olympics when they went into the shootout and TJ Oshie just kept lighting the lamp at Sochi. Went 4 for 6 in the shootout.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I was in college at the time, and my roommate was big into hockey too, and we sat in the common area on the big TV. Yeah, that shit was nuts.
Some would say I would have liked to be at the 2024-2025 college football final.
I would have loved to have been there last year.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have. The big old asterisk.
No asterisk.
Honor Stallions, baby.
Yep. Hey, did you guys win the conference this year?
Did you guys go to the playoff?
No, we didn't. We did win against Ohio State though, so we beat the national champion. So
congrats, buddy.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, a win's a win, man. I take my wins when I can get them. You guys should have won it. Don't get me on this tangent. This is a great podcast, great draft. I know Fish wants to go hunt ghosts.
Why? Nobody else is going to be on, so I'm not hunting ghosts.
Liz wants to play.
Okay, so what? Me and Liz? She just passenger princess.
I'll play.
Oh.
Okay, so Zoltowski, you gonna play? We need someone.
We'll just wake up in the morning and edit the pod.
That's fine. All right,
I will play till 11:30.
I have to do homework.
I have to do homework, so let's get this going. I had fun.
You do homework earlier?
I did. I'm struggling with it. Leave me alone.
God, well, just be better.
Look, if you can tell me how I can check each checkpoint that spawns into my game world, and then make sure the only one's set to it, and then it changes every single time I walk over when it makes the other one go away, be my guest.
Oh, Alt F4.
No.
That's a great comeback there. Oh, that's awesome. All right. That's the show. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Go home, guys.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.